Updating settings. Oh, it gives me the fucking chat right there. I feel fucking stupid. I got this here for nothing. Live streaming it up. Wait for some people to get in here. You feel me?
See.
Pop another bag to smoke today.
Oh, not again.
Smoke.
Not again.
Why you hating on Cole, bro?
Not again. Well, I mean, you've been wearing him out. Everybody
Pause.
else hasn't been able to.
Pause.
Okay. All
You
right.
said it, not me.
Yeah, I also didn't mean it that way, but it's all right.
All right, bro. I guess.
I understand where niggas' heads is at.
Don't put that on me, bro.
No, it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro.
Don't you dare put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Let's see.
Let me check this. Let me check this joint to see
See
if YouTube put it out yet. We got a viewer. We got a viewer in the chat. What's going on?
No. That's your boy. That T is your boy.
We live, baby. We live. You know what I'm saying? We got a viewer up in here. You know, we got to talk about Snowfall. You know, we're gonna have to talk about Bel Air. I'm gonna let you choose on which one we got to talk about first.
Ooh. Man. I don't know. Which first?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Snowfall was a lot.
It was a lot.
Snowfall was a lot.
Snowfall pissed me off. Well, it didn't piss me off. It got me like heated. Like, all right, come on, we on a mission this season because somebody got to go.
Okay, then we got to talk about Snowfall then. It sounds like we got to talk about Snowfall.
It was also a lot of bitch assness going on in Bel Air that we have to address. So, a lot of bitch assness going on in that episode.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The way that Snowfall kind of worked, I'm not gonna do it how I normally do it. Like I'm not gonna go scene by scene and try to like go through the whole thing because 2 hours.
It was too much. Yeah, it's too much. I was getting ready.
I'm not doing it that way.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it that way.
Too much. Way too much.
Yeah, no, we are basically going to go over like the setting. Obviously, they started everything off with the whole limb bias situation, so we're going to kind of get into the whole situation behind that, and then we're just going to dive right into the characters and everything that's going on with everybody we ain't seen since last year.
For sure.
Now with that, so we can either go that way, or we can go Bel Air.
Bruh.
I'm letting you choose.
It's up to you, bro. Oh, you let me choose. All right. Let's go Snowfall first. Go Snowfall.
All right. Opening scene for the first episode of the 5th season of Snowfall. We got the whole limb bias situation, which as sports fans, I know you know quite a bit about. I know a little bit about. Obviously, a very tragic situation with limb bias. Obviously, he got drafted. What was it, number 2?
Mm-hmm.
By the Boston Celtics, and you know, I think he got drafted from Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. Was that the college he was playing?
Where did he go to? I don't think it was Maryland. Where did he go?
Let's check it out real quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say, I literally have a computer right here.
I got the joint right here.
Sitting over here trying to scour my brain. Limb bias.
Limb bias went to Maryland, bruh.
Maryland. Okay, there you go. Terrapins.
Okay. So he went to Maryland, got drafted number 2. Obviously, celebrating it in his dorm room. Took a little too much coke to the head. Obviously, died of a heart attack.
Heart attack. Yeah, sick, man. That was. And then to be a recruit of that stature, right? Like next Michael Jordan. You know, that was the kind of praise that he got. It really kind of shook people, especially because of the point in time in the crack phase that we were at that point. So it was just now becoming like it was already in the cities, right? Already in the streets. It was now everybody can see where it's coming from. Everybody can see where all of these random motherfuckers sleeping on the streets, breaking into houses, stealing VCRs, where they coming from and why. You know what I'm saying? Like they're starting to put 2 and 2 together. So also another thing that I feel like they haven't touched on yet, but they gonna have to, and I pray for one of these characters that I think that is gonna touch the AIDS epidemic, right?
Oh, we definitely gonna
Yeah,
talk
the
about that.
AIDS epidemic, like, yeah, we gonna have to start talking about that too. We gonna have to, because obviously that it was kind of how like COVID was in 2020. Didn't nobody know anything about it. Everybody's spreading misinformation, and nobody really know. And it's so stigmatized that nobody wants to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So people are walking around thinking they got a summer flu, and you know what I'm saying, you might have a little something extra than a summer flu, peaches.
Okay. Way to just hint at what I was going to throw at you a little later.
No, that's fine.
Okay. So we got, the crack epidemic. We got Reagan going fucking nuts. We're in LA, and racial tensions is very high in LA specifically. Gangs is being introduced. The crash units is being introduced. It's a lot going on in LA in about 1985, 1986.
Hmm.
It's definitely a lot going on. So with that in the back of our minds, let's talk about Franklin, man. Franklin's obviously very clearly leveled up. He's out here fucking flying planes. He's
Right,
got a
got a
wife
pilot
now.
license. I'm like, okay,
Man's
my
just
boy
John
up
Travolta
here.
here.
See,
You know what I mean?
Top Gun. I
So,
see you, Goose.
so he's out here doing big things. He's got a wife, it seems, Veronique, and soon to have a kid apparently.
A
So
very,
obviously,
very. I don't even know what to call her. Like Hotep astrology driven. Very, you know, into her chakras. You know what I mean? Very earthy. I wonder where he stumbled upon her.
who knows? Hopefully, they'll get into a little bit of a backstory about where they kind of started to get together and things
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
we'll get to it. Oh yeah, in due time.
Moneybags. He's got his own, real estate business and everything going on. Like this is a Franklin we haven't seen yet. Like obviously, as we seen him at the end of last season, he's at the top of the drug game. But this is a Franklin that he's into all sorts of just different shit.
He's on his way out. He's trying to pave his way out.
He's
You know what I mean?
Ghost.
He's 24 years old. He got more money than he could ever spend in a lifetime. He got influence. He got legitimate businesses. He has assets out the wazoo. He wants to sit up and chill and raise his kids and relax for the rest of his life. And I get it. I get it. I understand it.
Big facts, big facts. Hey, shout out to Chillmonger. What's going on? Hopefully, we're not
What up, bro?
spoiling for a lot of people in the chat. It looks like need
Oh
to
yeah,
hurry up
no,
and
for
watch.
sure, for
Need to
sure. If
hurry up
we in
and
here.
watch. Need to hurry up and watch. You know what I mean? It's all good. Okay, so that's Franklin. That's everything that's kind of going on with him. Like I said, he's got a little family on the way and whatnot. Let's talk about Leon. Leon seems to be head of the Crips now. Like he seems to be the street king out here in the projects. What'd you think about the scene with him and the guy who stole for the Jays, the Jordan ones?
Just probably tales of a time past, because that's just unfortunately not, that situation wouldn't have played out like that today. Unfortunately, you don't have OGs that have the mindset to say that, you know what, I gotta punish you because I can't let this go unanswered. But on the same strength, it'd be ashamed if I scratched you off this earth over the $100 that you stole to buy these shoes. Right. So
Yeah,
like I respected that, but unfortunately that's just not where we at, because if you were shooting that in Ghost, they Mecca probably would have snuffed him out right then and there. like off the, you stole
even
$100 from me? 100 cuts.
even that's better than what would happen in real life. He'd be dead or
Yeah.
worse. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a crazy situation. Okay. We talked about. What do
Oh,
you think about the? You hear me? You
yeah, I
good?
got you now. I got you now.
All right,
Yep.
cool. What do you think about Grady, the new Teddy? It seems like.
So Grady likes to have fun. Grady likes to kick it. He likes his coke. He likes his women. He likes his black women. Yeah, they gonna have to chill, but they like his black women. Grady is a much easier going guy, and it immediately when Franklin pulled up to his house and I seen that he was the new connect, right? He was like, oh yeah, your country. He talked about increasing the buy. He was like, yeah, your country appreciates you. So I'm like, all right. So that's his new plug, right? That's his new CIA guy. But when I seen how he was set up in comparison to Teddy/Reed, I can understand why now Franklin's been able to move the way he has, been able to set himself up, because Teddy is less interested in controlling Franklin as an asset and more interested in reaping the benefits of his position.
Yeah.
Which that can be mutually beneficial if everybody understands each other. You know what I mean? So it seems as though Grady afforded Franklin the freedom to try to set himself up after the drug game.
It seems to me that this guy is very much in the vein of the guy we saw before Teddy. Can't remember his name for whatever reason, but he is of that exact same lifestyle, just living fast and doing whatever he really wants to. Did not think I would see Black Diamond in Dallas this early. Did not think that I would see Grady knocking off Black Diamond. I did not think that was going to happen.
Little nuts. Also, was Shorty the one who pressed him at the party when he first pulled up? So was that Grady's wife? Because it seemed like they had that little exchange, right? So like, she walked up and said, "Do you have the coke?" And he was like, "Nah, Franklin's just here." Da 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 da. Blah. Say skip. And so Black Diamond like, she rude. And so here go Grady like, shh, just let her walk off. Just let her go. Shh. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I'm like, hold on, wait. So that's his girl? That's his wife? Grady getting it, boy. I can't be mad at Grady. I cannot be mad at him.
I have a sneaky feeling that Homegirl is going to pop up at some point.
What up, Perp?
Perp in the chat. What's going on, Perp? Yeah, I have a feeling that she's going to probably show up again at some point for some reason. I don't know why, but we will probably see her again. I got a sneaky feeling about that.
We'll get there. We know why, but I mean, we got to see her again. Probably.
Okay. Likely. Yeah. No, we know why. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. So we seen Louis and Jerome horseback riding, buying guns from Avi. Yeah, no.
Buying thoroughbreds.
Like, bro, what is Jerome doing?
Out here surprised her with 2 stallions. That's baller status. I can't be mad.
They're very content with being each other's everything. Yeah. For the most part. Like at this point, they are Bonnie and Clyde, and they have each other, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making a lot of money doing it. So
they have a more cohesive relationship now. I wonder what changed, because he wasn't on that shit. Jerome was not trying to stay in the drug game forever. And somewhere in between them going to Arkansas. Also, why are they back in LA? What happened? What the hell happened in Arkansas that quickly? Like, was it really just like a quick setup shop, and then we was coming right back to LA anyways? Or I'm wondering.
I was gonna say, I think there's still, a heavy hand in the whole Arkansas situation. We just haven't really seen it yet. But it seems to me that Louis is running the club. That's kind of her thing as well. So, she's gotta kind of stay at least 1 foot in LA for the most part.
Sure.
Speaking of being in the club, we also see a new character, a new cop. I believe his name was Detective Bullet.
Fucking.
Any thoughts on Crash, homeboy? Any thoughts on Officer Tim Pennyhead ass?
Yeah. Fuck boy. But I got some weird vibes from bro when Louis had to go talk to him. You know what I mean? At the club. Got some weird vibes. I don't want to say what I'm thinking because I respect Louis too much. Right? But she was giving off some Mr. Officer vibes. You know what I mean? I wasn't feeling
it. Yeah. No,
I
kind of picked up on that as well. A little bit.
And for him to be in their establishment, knowing Jerome around the corner, and to be talking so tough about what he need from them and what he need them to do, and if you want your protection, blah 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 blah. Like, what's up with that? I do like the way they're building the story though. Like, kind of jumping ahead and telling the story backwards a little bit, and then eventually you'll know they'll finish it out going forward. But I like that because they're going to use the in between last season and the start of this season to kind of build the season up, and then on the back half of the season when everything comes to a head, that's when we'll get the more recent, we'll get the carry on for the current storyline. So I like that. I think that's pretty dope. A good way to flesh out the time jump. They didn't just jump and try to tell us through the dialogue what happened, and we never get to see it. I think we're going to get to see a lot of the questions that we had at the end of last season answered eventually. Yeah.
I think their intent in the first episode was we're going to show you just a bunch of like not crazy shit, but like shit that's going to make you hooked into this season right away. And then they immediately slowed down quite a bit so that they can start building into the rest of the season. And we're not going to see like a lot of crazy shit probably until I would probably say episode 6, 7, maybe even later a little bit. But when it does come, it's going to be a ride. I think episode 8, 9, 10, it's going to be nuts.
Yes,
for
sure.
I'm definitely here for that. We see, excuse me, we see Oso maybe once, twice in this episode, very sparingly.
Trying to live his damn life, not trying to be involved in none of this shit.
Yeah.
Least of all, fucking Teddy.
Yeah, because he's with new homeboy. He's with Grady now, and he seems to be okay. He seems to be living a decent life. He's with his family now. He's seemingly gave up looking for Lucia, according to what he told Teddy.
Which is weird, and which I don't totally believe either. I don't totally believe that, because what was that build up to try to find her, just to get the information that you seek, or maybe the information that he saw, he didn't like something. I can't imagine what he could have saw that would have made him not pursue her or follow through. But I don't know. I don't totally believe him on that.
Okay. Any thoughts on him and his family? I mean, everything seemed cool on that end, at least.
Yeah, man. I mean, the poor little tortured boys, dog. Right? Like, thank God they got somebody to walk them to school, because them nightmares are something else.
Yeah, no, it's a fact.
Them nightmares are something else.
That is a fact. I think I've avoided Rob long enough. Rob is going through it. White boy Rob.
Oh man, Rob was doomed from jump. Rob was doomed.
He is going through it. Apparently, he's got a homeboy who's trigger happy as fuck. And I didn't think he was going to shoot homeboy. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was all talking. He just let it go, unfortunately. This causes... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I knew that they was going to kill Rob when he shot homeboy. When he shot that white boy, I was like, they got to kill Rob. Because first of all, both of y'all cracked out. Right? Y'all in the party fucking basing, right? So that strike one. Right?
The fact that y'all out here having a party and you know what I mean, going nuts.
Strike two is that the person you shot you a valley boy, you know what I'm saying? You shot you a surfer boy whose parents probably run a hedge firm out there somewhere. So strike two. Strike three, homeboy knows about the CIA. I can't trust you. I can't trust you to take care of yourself. I can't trust you to keep good people around you. And I can't trust you to keep your mouth shut. And you a junkie. So it was bad for him. It was kind of doomed for him when Franklin seen what kind of shape he was in. Because I could just see the wheels turning on Franklin. He like, man, I really don't want to do this, man. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Let me try to get him into rehab. Let me make sure he go smoke the dude. Let me go with him. You know what I'm saying? And then he finally heard homeboy when they found him out in the house. When they tracked him down, he heard him say, "Oh, I thought your CIA friend could help us out." That's when he decided. It was like, yeah it's over. It's over. Yeah. It's done. I can't. I just promised his wife
Veronique
that I would do whatever I need to, and if that means scraping out my my white boy homie who can't leave the coke alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. He was even sitting there, even when he's sitting there talking to him, he like, yeah, man, you can get cleaned up. Like, promise me. He like, oh yeah, man, that don't really happen. I'm like, nigga, do you want to die? You want to die right here, right now? You want him to shoot you on his mama's couch?
He'll do it.
The hell is wrong with you? Act like he don't know who Franklin Saint is. He's like, oh, yeah, that's gonna help. I'm like, oh, he don't want to live. He don't want to live. Life is too
No,
hard
that's a
for him.
fact.
Life is too hard for him.
Yeah, it seems like to me that, especially with this situation, Franklin is very much in survival of the fittest mode because he's almost out. You know what I mean? So he's got to do everything possible to take care of any kind of loose ends.
Yeah.
Like I said, it very much reminds me of Ghost when he was trying to get out of the game.
When he was fuck everybody Ghost.
Now Ghost was going on to be a fucking, was it senator or some shit?
He's running for, yeah.
Like a lot more fantastical, obviously, but it very much reminds me of that same situation of,
sure,
look, I'm getting out and all this shit got to go.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
As we are seeing, Rob, we see two other characters that I gotta ask you about. First character, Wanda is clean as hell.
Ain't she? Well, except for her job.
Okay, but she's clean from the drugs.
Yeah, no, she's sober. She's sober.
So I thought that was crazy. Besides, obviously, the whole situation with her at the the call room shit, like that was fucking nuts.
Hey,
but
so like I always knew those places existed, right? We used to see the commercials pop on late night, and you know what I'm saying? Call 1-800 girls. You know what I'm saying? But like just to see the reality of what that used to look like 7 women sitting in a room all talking about, oh yeah, make it last, daddy. like what?
Yeah,
like,
and like the most seedy of places. Roaches
y'all sitting in a conference room with rotary phones, listening to niggas panting on the other end of the phone. That's nuts.
Nasty.
That is nuts. They didn't even give them a cubicle. You saying that?
You gotta look across the table at another person that's doing the exact same thing as you. 2 people to either side doing the same shit.
I was about to say, imagine looking somebody dead in your face saying the shit that you gotta say. Oh yeah, pull it out. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Oh no, I'm cool.
That is nuts.
Cool. Nope. No, thank you.
Oh my God.
But it's the only thing she got. You know what I mean? And I think she's dealing with the obvious ramifications of her past, right? She can hardly get any place to stay. She's got to stay at Franklin's mama's house. You know what I mean? She's got to work jobs that literally nobody else will do because everybody knows of her past. She has a 2-year gap where she was just out getting high.
It's a hard knock life. Yeah. And she don't even, I wonder, we would probably have to talk to somebody who's like in AA or something like that. But like, I understand rigorous honesty, but like what they literally tell you to sabotage yourself from getting a job, like, I don't think they require you to tell them that like, hey, I've been out here on crack for the last 2 years. So like, damn, why she can't just say I was ill.
She can't, but she's got a 2-year gap. Like,
I was ill.
Something happened there.
I was sick.
Yeah, you was ill. You was stuffing your nose, all right.
Well, you know, everybody got to know the business. She done changed her life up, and now she got to go tell every employer that she used to be out here, you know, sucking dick for money behind a 7-Eleven to get her fixed. Why she got to do that?
She got if she's good at lying, maybe she can make it happen.
Because AA says so. Rigorous honesty, huh? That sounds like self-sabotaging.
Look, man, I wasn't alive during the 80s, so I don't know how they was giving it up. But I know me, I'm a good liar when it comes to job interviews. So I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna make something up.
All-star. I mean,
the other person I wanted to ask about was Peaches. What's up with Peaches, bro?
I think Peaches got that shit, bro. I think Peaches got it.
There's a lot of people saying he had AIDS. I took it for he was using some of the drugs. That's what I thought when I first saw it. But then
that nigga was sick. He's sick.
He was kind of going through it. There was I don't know, his demeanor just wasn't Peaches. You know what I mean? He was just he was
looked like he was going through it.
Yeah. So okay, so you think bro got AIDS?
Bro made them hold the cream to get the hold the cream to get the cream.
You want to shout out some of the people in the chat, bro? Perp Minded,
Sure.
Killmonger.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Shout out, shout out Low Key Cave. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
A lot of people that be in the comments heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Boy
A lot of
Tyler.
our supporters. Patience
For sure.
Anderson. I know she been waiting on the live stream. Shout out. Yeah, man. We decided to finally do the live. Marcus was scared to do the live for like 3 weeks, so
Not true. Not
Marcus was
true.
scared, y'all. He was shook, and he kept moving the date back.
Blouse,
He
boy.
kept moving the date back. That's all it was.
Blouse.
But we definitely glad to have y'all here. We got 10 viewers in the chat right now. Shout out to every single one
Sure.
of y'all. We appreciate y'all. We are going to continue with Snowfall. So if you have not seen Snowfall, I got nothing for you, fam. We got to continue through episode 2. So we've gone over all of the characters. We pretty much set the table for the environment that we're in right now. Was there any thoughts about anything else that happened in episode 1 at least? Because I think we pretty much tackled everything that happened in episode 1.
I believe so. Cause he gets his big news in episode 2.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it in episode 1.
Okay. Episode 2 to me was mostly about Teddy. So we saw Teddy for a very short glimpse in episode 1 when he pulled up at Grady's house, checking the meter on a Sunday. Which who's working on a Sunday? Come on, fam. What you got going
Grady's
on?
antennas they weren't down because he questioned it, but like I probably would have followed up on bro and seen what the hell was going on with that. Like, come on, Mr. CIA man.
I think Grady was hungover, not in his
Yeah,
right mind.
for sure.
But yeah, no, for sure. Probably should have took a little bit more initiative and checking out what was going on, bro. But he didn't. He didn't. It's unfortunate. So in episode 2, after we saw him do that in episode 1, it kind of seems like Teddy is just for whatever reason extremely hungry to get back into his role
Because
as.
he's addicted. He's an addict.
But is he addicted to his job?
He's addicted to. I don't even know if it's just adrenaline. He's addicted to what that exchange gave him between him and Franklin and the Contras, you know what I mean, and the CIA. That life. He's probably the lifestyle. That's what he's addicted to, more so than the job, because he's willing to do it, compromising himself. Right? Like that's not what they would. That's not how they would teach you to operate or to go through it. They would not tell you to act. Well, I guess no, they would tell you to act against your own interests as a CIA agent for sure. Yeah, they absolutely would. Yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe it is just the job, like his whole duty to America bullshit. But I feel like that only holds so much weight. Like he's done so much wrong that had nothing to do with preserving the safety of America or whatever he tells himself to legitimize the fuck shit that he does. But I don't know. Is it the job or is it just the lifestyle that he's addicted to? I think it's the lifestyle. I think it's the drugs. I think it's the money. Not so much of him spending the money, but making it. You know what I'm saying? I think that relationship, that job that he has makes him feel like he matters in the grand scheme of things. Like he's an influence. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, Reed Thomas swayed things. He was a guy who's remembered when history's being wrote. I think that's what it is, more so than duty to country. It just seems very generic.
I will say it's the job for a couple reasons. For one, he is literally the one guy who's been put in this position who hasn't acted and acted with any kind of corruption, just like the other two guys that we've seen do it, specifically Grady. So he's the one guy who, if we're talking lifestyle, who hasn't fully indulged into the lifestyle as much as they have. Now, obviously, he had a little, drug problem himself, and he had to kind of
Drinking,
go
all kind of
away.
shit.
Yeah,
All
for
that.
sure, for sure. So, I mean, he has indulged in the lifestyle a little bit, but
Not to
nowhere near to the
mention that
extent.
you got caught up by a reporter that you then had to murder.
Wasn't the only person he murdered.
Leaked your identity. Yeah, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started. Franklin has to snuff Reed immediately. It has to happen. He got to do it for Alton.
I think he was already ready to, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, no, for my boy.
So,
For the Panther.
the other reason why I feel like he's addicted to the job more so is because specifically when he went and killed bro, when he killed Grady, he specifically told him like, look, you're not good at your job. And so that's why I'm here and I'm back to like do the job the way it's supposed to be
No,
done.
fuck you, Reed. Fuck you. No, you're there because you're obsessed. And that nigga had to go because he was in your way. Damn his job performance. Go live your life,
Yeah.
bruh. Go
With your
live your
family.
life. How he hasn't. That's why I'm saying like how he hasn't come. If it was duty to country and all of that, how he hasn't come to the realization that he's a cog in a machine that will never stop and will never change. It's almost insanity. So that's why I'm saying like it can't just be he's the ultimate patriot. He's goddamn what's Falcon and Winter Soldier, goddamn US agent. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
that can't be all of it, because even those soldiers, when they stop seeing the virtue in their government, that's when you get those radical patriots, the motherfuckers that tried to kidnap the governor of Michigan.
Yeah.
But that's not where he's at. He's still willing to bend over backwards for Uncle Sam, even if it means leaving himself out to dry should anything go wrong. Who does that? Addicts. The only people who do shit beyond their own safety, that does stuff that literally puts them into jeopardy because they need it to survive, because they're dependent on it, are addicts. Reed is a goddamn junkie.
Okay.
Who would be
All right.
so? Who would be so? It's not even that he wants to go back and work for the CIA and basically be a goddamn disavowed whore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely he's pimping himself out to the CIA because they can no longer have you on a payroll, right? What other rationale could you have for doing that?
Let me ask you this. Do you think Reed has realized that he basically has nothing besides this job? Like, he can't go back to any family. He got his brother killed, so his dad doesn't want nothing to do with him. His actual family, his
Hey,
wife and kids, don't really want anything to do with him.
Grady hit every guy. I don't know if he was like, because he knew of Reed, right? He was like, "Oh, you're the guy." So maybe he fucked around and like looked in his file and looked up shit about his personal life and shit like that, and got all of them nuggets so they could fuck with him if he ever saw him. I thought that was beautiful how he came out with everything. Like, your kid probably fucking hates you. Your wife is probably fucking somebody else. You're probably super obsessed with this. I was like, bingo, 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 every single one. Right, correct. Every single one. He was just reaming him off. I was like, ooh,
But
either
all
he's done
facts.
yeah. I was like, either he done a psych eval on you, or man, boy, you were just you're an open book. It's
Yep.
plain to see.
Yep. Yep. So obviously, as it pertains to that situation, Reed kills Grady and then takes over, goes and meets up with Franklin. Basically tells him, "Look, I'm back. I'm the new guy." Also tells him not to call him Teddy, but not to call him
Not to
Reed, but
call him
call him
Reed,
Teddy.
Teddy.
But not before they have a sit down. And Franklin, shook, offers him a cigar because he wanted to get to his Glock. Any thoughts on that whole situation?
He should have just shot that nigga, right? What are we wasting time for? Just shoot him. Also, it's very unclear to me whether or not Franklin knows about Alton. Right? I think they confirmed that Teddy killed Alton in Cuba. Kinda. I mean, he said because of what you did to his father in Cuba last year.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he killed him. That's what we thought he did. He says, I don't know what you're talking about. So, could it be a deep fake? Could he actually have moved Alton somewhere deeper? Maybe Cuba just wasn't deep enough for Reed. I don't know. I think he killed him. And for that, he must die. He must die.
I mean, it looks like we got some people in the chat that think Reed got to go as well. So
John Walker, thank you, Chillmonger. Goddamn, Reed, John Walker. Yes.
Reed John Walker is nuts.
Yes, that's him.
Don't you call my guy Reed bootleg Captain America, all right?
They are one and the same. They act the same. They literally act the same. But it's unclear if Franklin actually knows about that. The impression I got is that it was fuck, here come this nigga again. He about to mess up my plans. Not, it's you, Reed Thomas, who murdered my father. You know what I mean? I didn't get that vibe. So, but he's been talking to Sissy. So what the hell's going on? You've been talking to your mom, so how would he not know whether or not his dad is still there?
Because the connection is terrible. The phone connection is awful. You remember that?
But you can awful. Get out that y'all pregnant. You don't think she can get out? Your father's dead. Your father's dead.
But he barely got out that she was pregnant.
I would have been sitting there on that fucking microphone all day. Your father's dead. Your father's dead. Your father's dead. Acknowledge when you hear this. Your father is dead. Dead. I would have learned Morse code. Alton is deceased. Stop.
You want to send bro a telegram?
Did it. Stop. Kill that white boy. Stop.
Okay.
Ain't no way. How you just sitting in Cuba by yourself and you over here? Oh, Franklin, it's so nice to hear your voice. What? Nah, man. Hold on. How? I think so. If he does know, then he's playing it. He playing it a lot cooler than I would be able to, for sure.
I mean, you got to think if Reed killed Grady, ain't no telling what he gonna do to Franklin as well. So he had to play that situation cool, because he could have just showed up and iced his ass.
But why? Why would he do that? And then who would run the Los Angeles pipeline for him? Who would he then be able to plug into that spot seamlessly with all the other buyers that know the area?
That's a fact.
Yeah, he couldn't just walk in there and snuff him like that. But he did come in there and strong arm me. He came in there and laid down the law, which he gonna have to get that man up out of here, man. He gonna have to. Reed gotta go.
Too early prediction. Obviously, there's going to be a war between the two. It's going to be like a Cold War situation. I feel like between Franklin and Reed at this point, especially if Franklin knows that Reed did what he did. Who wins the battle?
Well, it depends on one little piece of information to me, because I feel like if Franklin had this information right now, Reed would already be gone. The fact that Reed is working for the CIA unofficially, and that if Reed comes up missing, I think if Franklin knew that today and understood that, we got no issues. Now that I'm thinking about that, that's why he killed Grady. It wasn't just the insult, and it wasn't that he was bad at his job. If Franklin was able to speak to Grady at some point, and Grady found out or was privy to the information that Reed was up for grabs, like he out here in the wind, basically freelancing. Not freelancing because he's doing it at the behest, but he's not official. He's not on the books. The fucking, hey, erase him so they'll send us another Grady. Get him up out of here real quick so we can get us another Grady, because who's protecting him? Who is protecting him? He's just a guy with a porn stash now. So I think that is the piece of information that's going to kind of drive all of this. If Franklin's going to tread lightly as long as he thinks Reed has the full brunt of the U.S. government behind him. And that only stretches so far for Reed right now because of what happened last season. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to. I'm going with Saint, right? Because I'm rooting for Saint, but it's gonna be tough, and he is gonna have to be privy to that information because otherwise he's not gonna make a move on Reed.
That's fair. Now, that's given the situation that this is a cold war between the two, and that they use their resources, between Louis, Jerome, and all the characters, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's if that's the situation. Now,
sure.
What I also think is a little bit more likely is that this is going to be a fucking world war, and everybody is going to just be feuding from all different places, right? You got, like I said, Louis Jerome, you got Leon, you got fucking Franklin and his family, you got Reed. Now that I'm throwing
it's
more
crazy
people
to know
into
that while all of this shit is going on in the U.S., like literally the supply where they getting all this shit from is in flux because you're talking about 86, so you're talking about Escobar starting to slide, the Medellin cartel getting ready to go belly up, the Cali cartel getting ready to move in and be the main supplier of cocaine. Been watching a lot of Narcos. That's where I get my cocaine history. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy to think that like while all of this turmoil is happening stateside because of stuff like Len Bias or that shooting that happened to the white boy, there's turmoil on the other side of it as well, even getting it here, like power struggles, governments being or not governments, but cartels being toppled, you know what I'm saying? Titans of the game being thrown in jail or killed. There's a lot of shit going. The 80s was really, truly a crazy ass time.
See, that's the other thing is that we are in LA at this point. So, it's mid 80s. It gets fucking worse. Tensions get higher. You got Rodney King, the LA riots. You got all the shit that happens after all of this. Or maybe they do another time jump, or maybe it just continues through that. Maybe they show that later on in the season. Maybe I don't know.
So many side plots to this era because there was just so much shit going on. Reagan, the war on drugs, crack epidemic, AIDS. You just had so much shit going on in the world in the 80s, bro. There's a lot going on.
And it doesn't get any better in the 90s. That's all I'm going to say on that. At least in LA. So,
sure. Yeah.
I think we covered everything. You got any other thoughts on Snowfall at all?
I don't. Let's ask the chat.
What's up with the chat? What's up with our we had nine viewers? What's up, everybody? What y'all think about episode 1 and episode 2 for Snowfall?
What's up, Miss Patience Anderson? What's going on? Thank you for joining.
Chillmonger.
It's the 80s stories. Chillmonger saying that the stories are just crazy or were crazier because they hadn't gotten out or what? I bet it's just crazy today as the 80s. It's just as crazy today as it was in the 80s. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Quaaludes existed.
Quaaludes is nuts.
There was no insider trading laws.
I don't know, bro.
80s was a crazy time, bro.
It's still a crazy time, though.
80s was different.
But everything that's happening now is basically things that kind of spiraled out of control from the 80s. So he might got a point, but I think it's because of the shit that happened back then.
I mean, sure. I mean, COVID compared to AIDS. I mean,
again, I wasn't alive, late 80s. I don't know how bad it was at that point.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I know you like to call me old, but I'm not that old. You know what I mean? I'm not.
I apologize, bro. I get it. 40 is the new 30.
Don't you ever in your life call me 40 ever
40
again.
is the new 30. And it's good, bro. Tell everybody, hey, bro, you look good for a 40-year-old man.
We're going to move on to Bel Air. Because you're pissing me off. Yeah, let's talk about Bel Air. You ready to talk about Bel Air? Chat ready to move on to Bel Air? All right, let's talk about what's going on with Will and Trey in episode 5 from PA to LA.
Oh, so much bitch assness going on in this episode. Boy. So much bitch assness.
I couldn't help but laugh at some of the scenes that go on. We'll talk about it. So the opening scene, Trey got flued out to Bel Air. I didn't think about this, but somebody actually mentioned this in our last review that Trey is basically the new version of Ice Trey, who was Don Cheadle's character in the original. I did not know that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I saw the comment as well.
I thought that was kind of cool, at least if they are the same person. Hillary is moving out of the pool house. After 22, Phil suggests Hillary and Viv cut each other some slack in their whole Cold War situation that they've got going on. He hints that maybe seeing her in her element may help Hillary gain some respect from Aunt Viv. The dinner she's planning just got a lot more stressful in that situation. So, any thoughts on her joining the little content creator house and the dinner she's planning and her fight with Aunt Viv?
Why did that have to happen at their house? Why we couldn't do the influencer dinner at somebody else's house?
Why couldn't they do it at the content creator house?
I'm like, why everybody got to pull up to your crib before you move into y'all's creator house? I thought that was weird.
Little weird that she's hiding cameras too. I thought that was weird. Yeah, why are you hiding them?
Little sus. At least tell people like, hey, we got cameras, but act natural. Something. But I feel like with that crowd that she had at the house, they were probably always ready for cameras to be rolling. So they're never ill prepared for a camera to be rolling.
Boy.
It was a thirst for clout in that house that night. Like I can't even. I don't know what I would do if a nigga walked out butt ass naked. I don't.
We not there yet.
Fam,
we not there yet. I can't handle that situation. Let's ease our way into it. Pause.
Not that one. Not.
Hey yo. All right. I had to get you back for the fucking the 40-year-old comment.
Okay. Let's see where we're going tonight.
Yeah, you know what I mean? First live stream. We in it. Hey, it's lit.
Bet.
All right. So Trey points out that now that Rashad is dead, Will doesn't have to stay, and we get a little bit of hesitation from Will. In fact, throughout this episode, it seems that Will is kind of avoiding the conversation of, why don't I just stay here? Like, what's the big deal about me not going back to Philly?
Bruh. What kind of loser do you have to be looking at fucking paradise and want to drag your homie back to the block? Like, how miserable can you be? You know what I mean? Like, I can say that, like, I don't know. Let me ask you this. In regards to acknowledging success, who do you think are better, women or men? Acknowledging their peers' success. You think women or men are better at acknowledging each other's success?
Do you mean like when one of their friends succeeds, they congratulate and things like that, or
exactly, like they've taken a step that they haven't taken, or something like that, really, where there becomes some sort of degree of separation now? Who's better at acknowledging those things?
I would say women, because women are like actually genuinely happy for people who continue to succeed. In some cases.
Oh, okay, sure.
When it comes to men, I feel like we all want to do bigger and better and compete with the person who's succeeding. And in the case of maybe Trey, he don't got that. Like, he don't got the resources to top dog Will in the situation that he's in. He's gonna go back home to West Philly, to where it's gray and cloudy, and Will is always sunny in Bel Air, big mansions, living it up.
So that's interesting because I interpret it the other way around. I think because men, like, we kind of were wired to respect power, or strength or success, right? It almost it kind of it's like a de facto kind of deference to that. When somebody succeeds around you, it's kind of like even if it's one of those underhanded, oh yeah, I see you with your little podcast, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I see you with your little business or whatever. You still got to show a level of deference to it, right? Boy, I didn't see some women smile and then turn around and be like, oh,
It's that question is hard to answer because in some cases I see hater ass niggas be
you
like,
right,
yeah, nah,
you
fuck
right,
your podcast, fuck your business. I don't care. I
you
don't give a
right.
fuck.
The
And I've
reason why I
seen
said that though is because I feel like Trey's reaction was a little atypical. Because I
no,
just have a
I
I have
agree.
a hard time believing that, like, you would just be mad at your boy for coming for this come up.
Yeah.
Like, man, this once in a lifetime, and it's not like he asked for it. And also, you are not my girlfriend. Let's get out of friend mode here for a second and let's talk some real shit. Nigga, you're not my girl.
That's a
Bruh,
fact.
I live in Cali now, which means you can come out here wherever you want and kick it and still have your West Philly that you love so much. Like, you acting like we about to leave each other forever, like we breaking up or something. Hold on, fam. What's up with all of that? Like, that would have made me uncomfortable. Like, fam, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I moved away. I didn't say we I ain't never gonna see you, bro. Look where you at, fam. Look where you at. You in a millionaire's crib right now, staying for a week,
And can come back.
and can come back whenever you want to. Fam, that's a plug. I wish you would move to Bel Air. Fucking wish.
That is. Yeah, no, that whole situation between them kind of pissed me off as well. But Trey is not the only one who feels this way. For some reason,
I agree with you, Tony
moms
Robinson. Trey is definitely jealous, for sure.
extremely, extremely. But he's not the only one feeling this way. It seems that on the phone, Aunt Viv and Vi are having a conversation about Will coming home. She seems to think that Will's just definitely coming home.
Hey man. I don't know why they keep fucking teasing me with this whole what? Because why does Aunt Viv, like? Why is she so connected to Will, bro? Like, okay, Rashad's gone, safety has been established, right? Like, okay, it's time for Will to go back home. Why is she so thirsty to keep Will there? All of a
Because
sudden,
she's
all
the
of a
only
sudden,
one with sense.
no man, no
She's the
man,
only
no
one with
man.
sense.
It's something else there. And then why is Vi so defensive? Why would you be so defensive about sending your son with your sister? What is that? What is it? What the fuck is it, bruh? I'm trying
Here's
to.
here's what pisses me off about that whole situation between moms and Trey is that Will is what a junior in high
Sure.
school,
Mm-hmm.
so he has a year and a half max, and then he's going off to college.
Anyways,
So what are
like
you doing
they
all
act
this
like he was
for?
about to come back to West Philly and stay there forever.
Like what? Like come on,
And stay
fam.
there forever. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like the idea of, like, all right, well, I ain't got nothing. You got something, but I ain't got nothing. So that means you have to stay here with me. I think this show does a good job of balancing themes, right? Like, on one hand, you have the idea that sometimes you have to leave your hood behind. Sometimes
Yeah,
you have to leave your friends behind. Sometimes you have to leave things that were familiar to you behind so that you can grow. Then on the other hand, you have the more radical views that they're pushing, with Uncle Phil and his story arc right now, right? So, like, how they're balancing the more conservative views with the more progressive political takes are coming on here, I think is real interesting because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really gravitate to that type of storytelling in terms of the conservatism. Right. The
mm-hmm.
idea that, sometimes there is a talented 10th and sometimes you do have to live above your circumstances and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Sometimes it's necessary to do those kind of things. I don't really buy into that in like with the rhetoric, I guess, but I didn't mind it. It was very mild and it was balanced, right? Like they're giving multiple viewpoints. They're not giving a jaded or biased perspective at any point in this show. I feel like whether you are, a young progressive black person, an older moderate, a middle-aged conservative, I feel like everybody can find themselves in this show. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
for sure.
it's not tropey. It's not, it's not demeaning or disrespectful to any of the groups, right? I feel like everybody can find themselves in this show. And that's unique because that doesn't happen. Even on the shows that we like, it's not like that typically.
Like I said a couple of episode reviews ago, I think this show finds a way to have conversations like how we would actually have conversations, but then at the same time put some gems in there, put the medicine in those conversations. I think, like you said, that's something that a lot of shows just aren't doing because either it feels too preachy and it's not authentic to how we actually speak, or it's too fantastical. It's power basically. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like you said, I think they're doing something that a lot of shows just aren't doing right now.
Couple comments. Shout out to Rose. Like Aunt Viv said, they're traumatized kids processing all of this. That's facts.
That's big facts.
That's facts. That's facts. And
And dealing
I
with trauma that a lot of people don't. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like some black kids deal with this trauma, but a lot of just regular kids their age don't deal with that same trauma.
And I can get trauma. I now that you put it like that, I can see that because they experienced that together, and now Will's trying to bounce for good. So now he has to deal with that trauma by himself. He has to blaze that path by himself, and I can get that. I guess I can identify with it. It didn't come out like that. If a
No, it
show didn't
didn't.
come out like that, but I get it.
And yet and still, my issue with him only coming back for a year and a half is still a thing. He's gonna have to leave the nest at some point anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it seemed a bit irrational, right? Like it seemed a little emotional, and I understand it. Like you said, putting it like that, being traumatized and experiencing that with your best friend, only to have him move all the way across the country. You know what I
yep.
mean? That's got to do something to you. So I guess I can get that. I just feel like he wasn't fair to Will at all. Like, oh yeah,
At
not
all.
you soft, you a sellout, all of this other stuff. Like, man, come on, bro. Like now you hating. Now it's just flat out hate. We at your favorite rapper's concert. You got to meet the nigga because of my uncle. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Like now it's just hate.
And he was kind of giving that hate, like it kind of escalated throughout the episode. Like it wasn't just all at once.
Talking to Carlton. Giving can we go there? Can we talk about Carlton's hating ass
Not
too?
yet. Not yet.
Please.
We still in the opening scenes. I haven't even gotten that far yet.
My God.
I wanted to note that Will called Trey a dickhead in like one of the earlier scenes in the episode. I think they're gonna pull out Nut Ass Freak Boy at some point.
Bruh, chill,
I'm
man.
just waiting for it.
Chill.
That is one of the funniest words ever in
Chill.
slang ever. I need to see it. If Will calls Carlton a nut ass freak boy, I'm gonna lose it. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know why you want to hear that so fucking bad.
Because it's hilarious. Call somebody a nut ass freak boy one time, and I guarantee you, it'll make your day.
They're gonna be so confused. Like, what the fuck did he just say? Because I'm gonna say that shit quick as fuck.
I'm just telling you, it'll make your day.
Know that freak boy. Know that freak boy. I'm like, huh? Is that patois? What is that?
Oh, yikes. All right. So the first actor in this show that I've recognized that hasn't spit 3 rounds on stage, Dwayne Martin, aka Gina's ex-husband.
Hey, I thought my homeboy was canceled. Good to see you, brother. Good to see that the black delegation let you out of jail.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He's showing up in Bel Air, and he seems to indicate that 22 Phil is pulling up because of his remarks at the skating rink. Any thoughts on that at all?
I like that they're having this banter about how to go through the campaign, right? Because we've touched on with Will Smith being the executive producer of this project. I find it very surprising that they're touching on certain themes that are antithetical to the Democratic platform right now. If you look at Washington, if you look at the established politicians in Washington on the Democratic side of things, Will Smith is very much so ingrained into that community, into that camp. Heavy Democratic donor, Hillary supporter, Obama supporter. So to hear him talking about, I don't want to be a moderate candidate, like I feel like that even that little line is so important because it begins to define what it is that people are seeing in real life, right? Like I can remember having this talk, not just in 2016, but even in 2018 in the midterms. It was like you understand that like you trying to break down to people that they're voting for incremental change or they're voting for moderate candidates that don't actually try to fix the things that they think are wrong in their life and society. And so trying to get that concept over to them that like you don't have to be a Republican to work against your interest. You can just be a moderate. Do you know what I'm saying? You can be a do nothing, bribe taking centrist and do just as much harm, if not more, than a conservative in that regard, right? If that's your political affiliation. So I like that they're addressing people accurately now. They're not fawning over politicians. They're not, it's not like elite propaganda. Like, no, man, they talking about these issues the way me and you would talk about them.
Right.
Right. When we talking about defund the police or anything, like they straight up told the police chief, like, man, that we could scrape a couple million just on discretionary funds. You know what I'm saying? Get one less water tank and we could probably save about 2 or 3 million. You know what I mean? Save some of that paramilitary gear and put it somewhere else. Those conversations are not happening on TV too often. And the reason why is because the people creating the TV shows are in not necessarily cahoots, but have relationships with that apparatus, with those people. I think it's brave to be writing like this because it's not the popular thought amongst, like we said, against Hollywood or in Washington. So shout out to them for for his stance, right? His unapologeticness.
It would seem, well, we've been having like a lot of just different conversations about representation. It would seem that you are very excited about having some progressive representation.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. So shout out to that. I got a question for you. Are you aware of D Smoke as a rapper? Are you at least somewhat aware of him as a rapper?
Sure.
Maybe not his music.
Sure.
Would you ever take D Smoke as the rapper that 15 and 16-year-olds are out here wanting to, go to the concert and super excited about?
I don't know enough about him to tell you. I don't know.
D Smoke feels like to me somebody that we would enjoy.
Okay.
Right? Because his music is very black centric and very Afrocentric, I guess. It's very much
from Philly?
something. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I was trying to throw him some bail, but it didn't.
I just thought it was strange that D Smoke is the rapper that they're just super excited to go see in concert as 15 and 16-year-olds. Like
maybe he was the only one available.
I think that's what it was.
Maybe he was the only guy available. Jason Derulo was doing TikTok videos by his pool.
The fact that Jason Derulo was the first artist that came to your mind is nuts.
Will Smith? Who's the first artist? Will Smith? It's either Joyner Lucas or fucking Jason Derulo.
I would think Joyner Lucas would be somebody that they'd be excited to see.
Joyner Lucas would have been better. Joyner Lucas would have been better.
I'm just
hey, if they was out there fanboying over Derulo, I'd have lost it.
Yeah, no, that's not. I don't even know if he's doing music anymore. He's doing TikToks, fam. He's doing TikToks. He's not doing music anymore.
Yo, Trey being into Jason Derulo is hilarious.
That's nasty. That's what that is.
You Jason Derulo. This the real Rulo right here.
Stop. Relax. Let's see. I think we talked about some of the stuff that I kind of wrote down notes for. I think it's important to note the time like that has elapsed because you would think, I think watching the show, that maybe a couple days or maybe a couple weeks the most has passed. But the fact that Trey is pretty much completely healed from his bullet wound would seem to indicate that this has been some weeks that have kind of elapsed
Oh
in the
yeah,
situation.
yeah. They didn't jump ahead a little bit because everybody, especially with his mom, it's like, oh, all right, everything cool now. You know what I mean? Especially like the fact that I don't think she would have brought him home immediately after he died, but it seems like some time has passed and she's ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's like, bring my son back.
yeah. I just thought that was because when I watched it first, I remember last episode they ended with him supposedly coming out to visit, and you kind of think, oh, this is probably later that week. No, I think this is some weeks that have passed, and so now he's coming out and he's out in Bel Air. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so Will goes to Hillary for advice on what he should do as far as leaving for Philly or staying in LA. And I thought that was very interesting because the OG Will would have probably consulted Uncle Phil.
About
Probably wouldn't have came
leaving?
to probably wouldn't have come to Hillary for advice. Now, obviously, this is a completely different Hillary.
I disagree.
You think Will would have came to Hillary for advice?
To his big cousin before he would have went to Uncle Phil, which would have gave him a parent response and not a big homie response. He wasn't looking for an adult response. He was looking for a big homie to give him some advice.
I
He
agree with
wasn't
that.
looking to be parented, and that's exactly what Uncle Phil was going to give him.
I think he would have probably maybe reached out to Jazz, maybe.
Okay.
I just think because, first of all, the Hillary from the OG situation probably wouldn't have gave him the best advice. But I
Change your
do
mind,
like
bro. That Hillary's gone. She dead.
no.
This new Hillary.
But I like the fact that this show seems to put importance on not just the matriarch giving advice, but just Black women in general are considered sources for advice. I just think
Okay.
I think that's dope. I think it's a
Sure.
good thing.
Sure.
And something that we probably wouldn't have seen in an original sitcom. I just don't think so.
No,
So,
because she was too ditzy. She wouldn't have been able to put it together.
yeah, for sure.
Where's Philadelphia?
Okay, so 22 Phil provides a breakdown of the influencers that Hillary will be living with to Aunt Viv, because obviously she couldn't be bothered to read the email that Hillary sent out. All but two of these influencers are non-Black, so I think there's two white influencers and then an Asian influencer, and then there's the two Black twins. And of course, they have to be the least serious influencers. They got to be the Black ass brothers.
The pranksters. Is that still a thing? Like we should do some pranks.
No, we shouldn't.
No, we should do some pranks. We should
we shouldn't.
Run down the street and smack people in the back of the neck. I know there's that one where you throw a bucket over somebody's head and then run around a corner and act like it wasn't you. We could do that.
I don't think our target demographic gives a fuck about pranks. Let us know. Do y'all want to see us do pranks?
Y'all want to see us do pranks?
We definitely not doing pranks like what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, no, cuz would have got beat up. But then, how do you fight him? How you put your hands on him? You can't.
No,
you gotta get a broom. You literally have to Showtime at the Apollo his ass out of the house. Dog, what's wrong with you? What grown man goes to somebody else's house and get butt ass naked and come out in front of company?
You know who you get to deal with that situation? Jeffrey. Because Jeffrey gonna come out with the blick.
Yo, where was Jeffrey at this episode?
So he was handling business.
No, you telling me you can take care of Rashad 1,000 miles away, but you can't stop the butt naked dancing bear in the kitchen? You can't stop that from happening? Where was your antennas, Jeffrey?
Bro,
he had to have been somewhere in the hallway getting naked. Come on, bro.
Bro was handling business in the streets, fam.
Security is lacking at the Banks house in Jeffrey's absence.
Nah, bro.
How ain't nobody catch fam walking around stark naked in the mansion?
Jeffrey is a shata. He had to put work in the streets, big work in the streets. That was a terrible patois, by the way. I apologize to any of our
Yeah, you
Jamaican.
gotta chill. You
But
gotta
Jeffrey is
chill.
a shot that he's in the streets, okay?
Sure.
So he can't be everywhere at once. He's
Do
handling
you?
work in the streets.
That's a good question. Do you think Jeffrey did it himself? You think he put in the work?
No. I think he paid for that to happen.
So then, where the hell? Why wasn't he here?
But he has to make money to make that shit happen. You know what I mean? So he's property managing. That's what he's doing. He's managing property in the streets.
Oh, Jeffrey's a drug dealer. I'm gonna be upset if he's a drug dealer. I don't think he's a drug dealer.
I don't think they'll ever, say it, but he's a big time gangster out here in the streets. That's all I'm saying. Big OG Jeffrey.
Maybe in his old life, he better now. He made it out.
Okay. I think we're halfway through this episode so far. You want to consult the chat?
Sure. Let's see. I think we got. Oh, what's up? Shout out to my future mother-in-law, Ashanti Grace. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her page, Adventure Bandits.
Oh, the travel joint.
Yep. Make sure y'all go check them out.
For sure.
The gifter of this Kobe poster behind me.
They can't see your Kobe poster.
What's up, Raya? Tony Robinson said, I think Rashad Crew would still want to get at Will over the snitching situation. Rose agreed.
I would think that would be the case. I mean, that's how the streets roll. You know what I mean? Streets need a body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would throw a bit of a snag into my whole Rashad as Will's dad.
Oh. Uh-oh. Are we still on this kick? Is this what's happening? I thought we debunked.
Well, yeah, we debunked, and then they teased it a little bit, so I'm still hanging on by a thread.
Okay,
but right. Can we talk about what's next? What's the next topic? Like, what is the next thing here? I want to make sure I ain't.
Well, we haven't actually gotten into the dinner as a whole. But
okay.
We talked about the prank, and I'm going to leave that alone for now.
Make sure you take us to Aunt Viv.
Oh, no. We're
sure you take us
to
Aunt Viv and her little friend.
We're going to talk about that. All right. At the dinner, everyone's having a great time. Will seems to be an honorary black ass brother. Carlton seems to be eyeing the little Asian influencer. And Trey is wilding out on the brown liquor. Trey and brown liquor do not go well together.
Boy, he act like he ain't got no home training. You just walk into people's house and sneak the brown liquor. First of all, was everybody in there are the kids allowed to drink? What are they allowed to do? What are they allowed to do? Because it seemed like it was cool.
Yeah, no, it did. But I mean, you got to think. I feel like in some cases the rich, at some level, just don't give a fuck about at least like things like drinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
Oh, it's at home. It's fine.
But then again, I'm not rich, so I don't know what they actually think about that. That's the way it seems to be portrayed.
Okay.
Carlton is minding his own damn business for once, and bro is just like staring at him. I don't know why he was just
some more bitch ass like
that.
Some more bitch ass.
But then that's when Trey just starts word vomiting everything about the whole situation.
Which, once again, why did that make you so mad, Carlton? So Trey just told you that he got into some shit trying to defend him. Will, meaning, got into some shit trying to defend Trey. They both got arrested. Your father pulled some strings to get Will off the hook and out to LA instead of prison. What exactly about that pisses you off? What exactly about... So you would have rather your father, with all his resources, stand idly by as your cousin go to prison. That's where we at. That's how bad you want to beat Will out for Lisa. You wanted that man to go to prison and for your daddy to sit on his hands while it all unfolded. For your cousin, for your blood. That's some next level bitch assness, man. I don't know what to do with that.
We will talk about what really pissed me off about that in just a second. After seeing Viv have a convo with one of the influencers, we see Ashley having a conversation with one of the influencers from the LGBT community about sexuality specifically, which is absolutely nuts because Ashley's 12. However, the influencer did drop some game on Ashley about how she may view her sexuality going forward. Because it seems at this juncture, Ashley doesn't fully know the full
What
extent of
she
her
is.
sexuality. Yeah.
So I think it was only weird because nobody caught on to it. Like, here's the 12-year-old in the house sitting over here talking to the sexuality influencer in depth. My immediately, like, just one quick scan around the room and seeing Ashley sitting down with the sex talk lady from the internet and like ding 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 ding. What the hell is going?
Like,
Ashley, what the fuck you over there talking about?
Disclaimer: I don't think either one of us had any issues with her talking through her sexuality. Just kind of nuts that, fam, she's 12.
She's 12 and nobody noticed that she was over here having this conversation about the fluidity of her sexuality. Like, where are her parents' antennas right now? Like, you got dad over here talking to the oldest influencer. It looks like he's aging out. You got mom over here hollering at the Asian girl named Fanta. I wanted to get offended, but I left it to go. I let it go. Yeah, so like nobody was paying attention. I don't know who or Hillary was worried about the party in general. Will is he got his head up the black ass's ass, and Trey is over here crying his heart out to Carlton, giving him every reason. Well, no, he didn't give him any reason. I don't know what he did for Carlton. I don't know why your cousin getting helped out pissed you off so much.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Thanks to one of the influencers, Viv is finally starting to see and respect what it is that Hillary is doing. Finally, a little bit.
Oh, damn, Tom, just say congrats. Like, I don't know why she have a hard time just saying nice things. Like, oh, that's nice, Hillary, and just stop. That's it. That's nice, and just quit.
Yeah. Carlton then presses his dad about the strings he pulled for Will, which, fam, it's none of your fucking business.
Nigga, what business of it is yours?
Who do you think you're talking to like this?
Fam. Let me talk to you for a second. Did you do anything to accumulate this clout or this political weight that I've accumulated that got your cousin out of trouble? No? Go back down to that party and stop fucking talking to me. See, this is what happens when your kids do Xanax in the closet. They build up courage. They build up courage to say things to you that they're not supposed to. Because Carlton must have lost his rabbit ass mind.
Clearly.
Who are you talking to? You're going to question me? And then the thing that you're questioning me over is making sure that your cousin's life wasn't ruined. That's what you're questioning me over. So now, not only are you out of line for questioning me in the first place, you really out of line because you're like literally preying on your family's downfall. Like, what kind of person are you? But you so righteous, you up here on your high horse talking to me as if I was just supposed to sit idly by and let it happen.
Yeah.
And because I intervened, now I've fallen short of the things that I've made. Carlton. I swear to God, bro, that
pissed me off.
That new age, I'm the victim stuff. Like, cause bruh, you have no reason to be upset. What you upset is that your dad and Will are so close now, and your dad moved mountains to get Will into a better spot. You jealous. Mm-hmm. Yep. You jealous.
Yep. Furthermore, Carlton thinks it's okay to call shots against Will and basically tell him, look, you stay away from Lisa or I'm going to tell everybody what I know. Which, fam, Carlton, you did so much to start to make me like you a little bit in that last episode. And with one fell swoop, you just got rid of all of that. I fucking hate Carlton now because of all this bullshit he's doing in this episode.
It's like
it's not your place.
He can't come to terms with the fact that Will just has something that he doesn't. And it makes him uncomfortable. And he used to be the big guy on campus, and now it's Will. And so now you got to settle into your new role as the sidekick. Or not even just a sidekick. You don't have to be a sidekick because someone else is a star. How about you be a star in your own right? How
Facts.
about you operate under your own faculties and not worry about what Will got going on?
My problem is, I thought we were over this at some level.
Yeah, I thought they got cool.
Level.
Yeah, I thought they got cool. Like you're pissed because what, Carlton? What exactly? I shot a gun in the air to save my friend from getting jumped. I went to jail. Bro thought I snitched on him. He was going to kill me, and your dad saved me. I'm sorry. I apologize, Carlton, for like what exactly? What is he supposed to apologize to you for? I felt like Carlton and Trey needed to talk to each other. They need to go sit in a room and have a conversation before Trey pulled it off. They needed to talk.
Or maybe they didn't.
No,
I feel like it either would make things better or it would make things a lot worse.
You know what it is? Sometimes when two wrong people bounce their wrong ideas off of each other, they realize that they both stupid.
Facts.
like sometimes when you hear your point of view out of somebody else's mouth, you realize how dumb it is. Like, you know what? I think I used to say that shit before, and I probably shouldn't say that no more.
So after trying to keep Will away, Will tries, but it's obvious that something is up. He tries to stay away from Lisa, but it's obvious something is up, which clear backfire for whatever the fuck Carlton was trying to get done.
What was the plan, fam? What was the plan? Okay, I forced Will to stay away from Lisa. Now she can really like me the way she wants to when Will isn't around, because that's how it works. Once Will isn't around, she's going to stop liking him and start liking me, because that's how women work.
It gets way worse on that. It gets way worse on that. We'll talk about that in a second.
Like, bro, okay. I don't think we probably don't in the the 12 people in the chat right now, but if there are anybody on the replay, any adolescents in here, just learn this as a life lesson. There is no way to force a woman to like you. She either like you or she don't. And the more you push her to like you, if she don't like you, the more embarrassing this thing begins to get. So now we're at the point where Carlton has to force his cousin, the man that she likes now, to stay away from her as to try to funnel Lisa back to him.
He dirty macking.
And when she realizes that all this shit that you did for her, all this planning, all this niceness you've been throwing her way, has only been to try to get her back, even though she told you she didn't want you, fam. You have not experienced embarrassment like Carlton felt at that bar.
It's gonna get worse. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't be the guy. Don't be the guy.
Quick note. Apparently, teens do fuck with D-Smoke because Trey was at a loss for words. Was not aware of that. Just want to throw that back out there. The fourth actor I've recognized in the show, aside from Dwayne Martin, Gina's ex, Easy to Block Captain, and now D-Smoke, is Michael Ealy. Ricky from Barbershop is plotting heavy on that bitch.
Bruh, I was like, get the fuck out of here, Blue Eyes. Back up. Back up. You leave Aunt Viv alone. She got a good man at home. He all supportive and stuff. And he, you know what I'm saying? He up here being a good man and he faithful and he a good dad. You better back the hell up. Don't you come over here trying to ruin no relationships. You go black them Blue Jays somewhere else.
Ricky from Barbershop is wildin', son.
Go find Eve. Get out of here. You in the wrong state. Head back to Chicago. Get out of here. Over there talking all low. He got the music playing. They looking at pictures on the wall. I was like, you better back up. I'm about to call Field 22 right now.
Oh man, yeah, that was a wild scene, but I can only imagine it's gonna get worse.
He over here smooth talking her, talking about I got you a whole wall in my exhibit. Tear it, put something else up in there. Put a picture up. She ain't ready. She said she ain't ready.
He got the big wine glasses, the fucking glasses as big as your fucking head. The goblets.
I'm like, man, somebody call Aunt Viv right now and snap her out of this. She over here checking him out when he turning around. I'm like, hey, what you looking at, man?
Mind you, she had a blank fucking canvas earlier on in the episode. All of a sudden, she got all this, she got all the creativity in the world.
Come on, man.
She ain't got no artist block.
Chill out on the Aunt Viv unfaithful arc. Chill out. We didn't have all this. all this black love positivity. We don't need that. We don't need it. We
You
really
know,
don't. Please don't do this to me.
somebody commented on the last episode about how 22 Phil might be the one to have an affair, and then here comes Nikki out of nowhere. What if? What if?
Hey,
What if?
no. Oh, you mean like her and an ooh.
What if? What if?
Nah, man. Nah,
Just,
man.
just, just
Mm-mm.
throwing that out there. Anyway,
Also, I caught something in this episode that I don't know if I just missed it earlier on in the episodes or not. But Will says something that like kind of went off. He was like, Trey's been around with me since my dad left. So Will remembers his dad? He know who his father is? Like he would spot him on the street if he seen him? Because that kind of changes stuff as well in terms of who his daddy could be.
yeah, I guess he didn't recognize him in the OG. I was trying to think if he remembered him in the OG one, but he didn't even recognize him when he
I
walked
think
into
it
the
had
store.
been so long that he didn't
Yeah,
recognize him. But like
yeah,
in this one, he says, "Since my dad is," I don't know if he was a baby when his dad left, or you know what I'm saying. We don't know. I don't think they said exactly how old he was when his dad bounced, but I didn't realize that he knows, like he knows who his father is
yeah,
in this one, in this iteration. So that was, I think that's important because it is going to go a long way to telling the story of Will's dad.
yeah,
Kind of eliminate some potential suspects.
for sure. Speaking of dads, Lisa's dad, the cop, pulls up to the D Smoke concert to let 22 Phil know that those defend comments were whack.
Hey, Phil,
22
Phil,
Phil put his foot down.
you said defund the police. We can't have that. See, that's what I expect them Democratic operatives. That conversation that Phil had with the chief of police. That's what the DNC is. Those are those conversations they having with Will Smith right now. Like, Will, yeah, no, we really like the show. I think we're going to line you up for some Emmys, maybe even an Oscar. Hey, do me a favor. Never say the words defund the police in your television show ever again.
Could be, especially at NBC.
Yeah, here at the Academy, we love your stuff. We love your work. Could you do me a favor and just kind of stop saying the word moderate when you describe Democratic politicians? It's really bad for our messaging and our image. You know what I mean? Those the conversations that he probably gonna have after this season of Bel Air. So continuing to be very honest,
Facts.
very anti-establishment, very anti-elite, elitist. I like the show, I like the messaging.
I agree. Ashley comes to Hillary about who she likes and obviously comes out in the process. However, she also wants advice because she doesn't know the extent, like I said before, or also she doesn't know how to tell her parents, which again, Hillary is seems to be one of the main people to go to for advice from at least the younger people in the house, which is dope.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's dope that Ashley is at least trying to communicate what's going on with her. You know what I mean? She's not trying to stay closeted, I guess would be the word about it. She wants to find out the best way to communicate and basically to come out, which I think is a good conversation to have.
Or not come out, right? Like at
Yeah.
least to have the opportunity to figure it out for herself before she has to explain certain things to her parents or anybody else.
But at least she has somebody to come out to.
Right. Sure. For sure. I thought it was a pretty healthy conversation. I didn't take anything from it. It does seem like Hillary is the kind of go-to bounced ideas off of you kind of person. Because even Carlton, to a certain degree, was looking at Hillary prior to Will being there. That was the only person that Carlton was really talking to was Hillary. So
yeah, I agree. Will lets Trey know that he's not too sure about going back to Philly because why would he? Trey obviously gets upset, despite not really considering why Will would want to stay in LA. I mean, he's sitting VIP
in the
at a
Staples
D
Center,
Smoke.
fam.
Like, you're sitting there and you still can't grasp why he would want to stay as opposed to going back to Philly.
But it's Philly, bro. We got chopped cheese.
Fuck
We got
chopped
cheese
cheese.
steaks.
We got anything
cheese
you
steaks.
want in LA. Fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, nah, man. Again, I get it. The connection there, there's shared trauma. He doesn't want to leave Will, but boy, man, like, once again, I'm not your girlfriend. It's not like you're never going to see me again, bro. I just moved away. Like that. I don't know, bro. If you moved out to Malibu, I would be geeked. I would be like, bro, that's my summer vacation. That's where I'm at this summer.
You know?
All summer. Like, we out here. Bet.
I'm flying niggas out.
I wish I could strategically place my friends in different places around the world that I would want to visit. I wish.
You know?
I wish. But again, I think that also comes from perspective, though, because like if you've never made it out of West Philly, that was your only time leaving to go out of West Philly was to come see Will. Like, I guess that's just not part of his life. Like, he's not interested in getting out of them 14 blocks.
Yeah. No. I don't know, man. Okay. So after Carlton tries to use Lisa's mom's memorial as a trickathon, he goes in for a kiss, which reeks of OG Carlton, because that's something he would do. And obviously she backs away from the situation.
Oh,
Look,
now
fam,
you sad. Now you sad. You try to force a girl to like you, and she gave you the Heisman, and now you sad. What's wrong with you, Carlton?
Carlton trying to play trick daddy with her mom's memorial is nuts. That's sick, bro.
Trying to strong arm his way into a relationship. Where he got real nutty is when she was talking about her mom. Like, at that point, bro, back off. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Because now if it go bad, it's going bad. Because now you use my mother to try to get in.
Exactly. My point.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Now you risque. You real. You
like
out there.
It's bad enough that you're blackmailing your cousin to stay away from me, but now you trying to use my mom's memorial to get in my good graces. Back the fuck up. Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh shit! Yeah, man. Carlton is just he's going to graduate to coke very soon. Xanax is not doing it for him. It's not. He's going to graduate to coke very soon.
The fact that he took 2 steps forward last episode just to take 10 steps back, I am thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah, I'm also disappointed in Carlton, man. He put on his very best Barry Manilow impression, and he was not very favorable to me in this episode. I'll just say that.
No, not at all. I think that's all I got for this episode, man. You got any other thoughts about Bel Air episode 5?
Woo. Okay, so I think Carlton's going to be a problem in regards to keeping this whole thing quiet about Will.
You think?
Is this the end of the survivor's guilt for Will in terms of going back to Philly, or does it pop back up? I think we're done with it for a little bit because Trey is obviously not in the picture anymore, at least for the time being. So
if it pops up, it's because something happens. Something happens to trigger it. Otherwise, no, I don't. I think for the most part we're done. He's settling into a new life. I think he's cool for the most part.
And then lastly, this thing between Vi and Aunt Viv regarding Will. There's something more there. Right? It's probably not my original take that Vivian is Will's mom, even though I'm still holding on.
Clearly.
Even though I'm still holding on. But there's something there that's not just auntie, mom, son, it's not, it's more than that. It's more than that. You can see it. Like, Vi has this idea that Vivian is trying to get in between her and Will, or she's trying to replace her.
Yeah.
Why would she feel so? And then I understand, like moms feel defensive that way, right? But why why so particular towards her sister? Is it like that? She's been guarded with Will and how he's maturing out there in Cali ever since she sent him out there. She's never stopped being cautious or tepid about what's going on with Will and what you got going on and don't let him get into this and take care of him and watch my son. Like, it's only so much of that you're gonna have to tell your sister, his auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is that? Like, are you afraid of their relationship growing? Are you afraid of them getting closer for some reason? Are you afraid of her replacing you in some respect? I don't feel like that's a natural fear a mother would have over her sister being with her nephew.
I would agree. And I think there, at least in this show, there's probably a deeper, darker, right? There's something that's causing that dynamic in this specific situation. But I do remember in the OG show, they did kind of have a very competitive dynamic, especially as it pertained to mothering Will. So
Yeah.
that was always there. But like I said, I think because we're dealing with a whole new set of issues with this show, there's probably going to be something that's causing it in this specific show. So, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, at least. So we'll definitely see.
We can read some of these comments before we get out.
We definitely got to consult some of these comments. I done seen some laughing emojis. You know what I'm saying?
Pop Tay TV. That's Marte.
Marte in the chat.
Marte? Yeah. Cheating is part of black love. Having Aunt Viv cheat makes sense because black men don't cheat. I hear you.
Fact. That is a stone cold fact.
Absolutely. You know what? I retract what I said. It makes total sense to have Aunt Viv out here creeping.
Don't be having black women all in the comments.
I'm just playing.
You know they're gonna come after you heavy.
Will wondering if he made the right decision to stay in Bel Air and disappointing his mom. Trey, whom he's known his whole life. End of episode. I mean, okay, so yeah, I think he was worried about disappointing Trey and his mom. But I just don't feel like it was fair for them to turn that pressure back on him, especially his mom. Like, for him to be sitting there telling you that he wants to stay and you advocate and no, it's going to be me and you against the world, Number one, like you said, he's like 17 years old. He's going to be gone in a year anyway. And then number two, you sent him to LA because you knew it was safe there. You knew he had a safe environment to grow in and he had a chance to thrive. Why take that away from him?
And what I've been trying to talk about this entire time is they've had the resources this entire time. Like, why not utilize some of that for your son? Yeah. Why are you being selfish with his time when he can flourish in Bel Air? I think that's kind of nuts.
Let's see.
I also go ahead.
You read some. I don't feel like I done read all the comments.
No, I was gonna say I thought it was hilarious that Chillmonger called them the Auntie Avengers
for season 2.
Nah, man, we do got to see the other sisters. I think there was 2 other sisters. One was married to the white dude, and then there was what's her name?
There was Jennifer Lewis.
Thank you, Jennifer Lewis. Too. Yep. I definitely want to see the Auntie Avengers. I'm here for it. Can we see it before season 2? Hopefully we see it later this season.
James Earl Mons. I love the name. Would Carlton jeopardize
that name is nuts.
Career?
No, don't.
No, I said I love the name.
That name is absolutely nuts.
James Earl Mons. That's hard. I like that. Would Carlton jeopardize his father's career by letting the secret out? Carlton is petty, man.
Probably.
Carlton is petty. And he's not being logical in how he's dealing with these emotions right now, even going into it. So it's not it's reasonable to think he's not going to be reasonable in how he deals with this information.
Yeah. I think it's weird that, I definitely feel like he would jeopardize his career, but that's the thing that's giving him, his lifeblood. I mean, he wouldn't be who he is without his dad being who he is.
No. Tony Robinson asking the same question to Chillmonger about the aunties. I think we will see them at some point. We only on episode 5. We got at least 4 or 5 more episodes left. So
I actually really
I
want to
think
see
we'll
how
see
they.
them.
I want to see if they have old girl date the white guy or marry the white guy, because I kind of want to see how they would tackle interracial relationships in 2022. I think that'd be pretty interesting, because it's not as big of a deal as it was back then.
Yeah,
So
but
how do you
also I
make
feel
it
like
that big of a deal?
Sure. I mean, I'm not mad at it if they do it. I just feel like it's a concept that's been overdone a little bit in Hollywood. I feel like we can have a break where, all the black people are dating the black people. I feel like it's okay. We don't question the shows where, all the white people are dating white people. It's not an issue. It doesn't stand out. So I feel like it's fine just to have all the black people dating black people. But that's just me. That's just how I see it.
You got a point.
Let's see. Where were we at? Chillmonger about the Avengers. Tony Robinson. I feel in the finale Vivian will tell Phil she's pregnant. Pregnant with his baby or pregnant with Michael Ealy's baby?
I was reading the comment. Wait, what happened? What was the comment?
He said he feels like in the finale that Viv is going to tell Phil that she's pregnant. I just want to know whose baby.
Yeah, no, it better not be. And it better not be Ricky from Barbershop.
Hey. Let's see here. James Earl
Better
Mones,
not be
I think
Mr.
Viv
Sugar.
has a history
Hey, man,
with
stop
that
reading
dude.
his name. Stop reading his name.
James Earl Mones.
He's probably a cool dude, but that name is nuts.
Vivian definitely has history with blue eyes for sure. She looked thirsty as hell the whole time she was there.
Well, she literally said she had history with them. I thought they said I don't know if they dated, but they at least knew each other prior.
They definitely have a professional history, right? Because he used to curate her art. So
yeah.
They got Michael Ealy, D Smoke, Dwayne Martin. I think this episode set up Jazz to be the new best friend, just like in the OG show. Facts.
Yeah, I would agree.
Trey is gone. Yeah. Hillary's sexy as fuck.
As fuck.
Carlton about to graduate to white power. I told you, yes, he is. He definitely is.
He's right there. He teetering on it.
He on the cusp. He ready. His nose is primed.
He about to go see Franklin Saint, dog. He in LA.
Man. Boy, Pop Tay TV. Why not moving out
that man
there?
Pop Tay is Pope Tay. Address the Pope as Pope Tay.
My bad. Pope Tay TV.
You gonna say James Earl Mones correctly. You ain't gonna say Pope Tay correctly. Come on,
bro. My bad, bro. I told you to read these. Why
James
not
Earl
moving
Mones
out there?
Hilarious.
Why not moving out there with them? Really doesn't make sense. Not like there aren't hospitals in LA. That's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. I mean, you can't be a nurse in Los Angeles. I'm sure they need one.
No.
Let's see here. K-Pack. Yeah, why don't Vi just move to LA? Vi flew Trey, find hard. Well, hold. Yeah, I don't know if this is me or you, K-Pack. Yeah. Why don't Vi just move to LA? Vi flew Trey, find it hard to believe Vivian would help her sister set up in LA if Will asked regardless to the beef with the two sisters hiding right now.
They definitely got the resources to at least help her find a job out in LA and she can live in a pool house or some shit, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, they got enough fucking space. She could live in the damn house, but I think that's telling us something. I think there's a reason why, she's all the way in California, but she's a West Philly native. I think there's a reason for that. There are nice houses in Pennsylvania. You ain't got to go all the way to goddamn California unless you have a reason to get away from something, I think.
No, facts. Do you think they will bring in another Will love interest to make Lisa jealous? Hey, man, the original Will...
Tyra Banks, Hooper.
Yeah. Well,
Jesse.
The original Will had a lot of different prospects, so I wouldn't be surprised. I can
see it, man.
Any other comments you see in there?
I think that was the last one. You wanna
You want to close this thing out, or we could stay and answer a couple more questions. Maybe not about Bel Air, maybe about Snowfall, maybe about anything else.
Well, I've got multiple batteries dying, so if you
Damn,
wanted to hang
cuz
out, yeah, I was about to say everything is dying right now. I don't got
it's
my
cool.
charger.
I think
But
we've been in here for what, an hour and a half,
we've been
2 hours.
here for a minute. Yeah, man. I
We've been
appreciate
rocking.
everybody
I
tuning
enjoyed
in
this.
to our first live for sure, man. This was dope. Definitely got
I enjoyed this. This
Jackie,
is
not
actually kind of fun.
Jesse. Jackie. Shout
Yeah,
out to Yolanda.
yeah.
Jackie.
It is Jackie. Yeah. Yeah, no, man,
Uh
I enjoyed this. This is actually kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like we got to do some more lives.
maybe we can do this. We can make this a regular one. Oh, hold on. K-Pac had one last one. I think Will Smith should cameo as the new Will's deadbeat dad. Hey,
That would make things
that
full
would be
circle.
hard. That would be hard.
That
That
would
would
actually be
that
kind of
would
cool.
bring everything full circle. They need to introduce the infamous pool house oil. What was that?
Full House Oil.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of famous cameos on this show. I don't mind having the old cast popping up. I think we didn't predict it, but we said it would be a something to look for if
Yeah,
the old cast cameos. I don't know what the pool house oil is. I don't know what that is.
that sounds like a
I
nasty shit.
don't know what that is. Was Jeffrey chopping up bodies this episode? Where was he? I said the
I'm
same
telling
thing.
you, he was
Where the hell
in
was
the
Jeffrey?
streets.
Where the hell was
in the
Jeffrey?
streets. He was
Where
handling
was
street
Jeffrey?
business. He was handling street business, son. I'm
But if
telling
he
you.
didn't handle Rashad himself, then he ain't had no reasons being outside. He should have been
And
at the
he
house.
got to stay in the streets of LA, so he sent one of his shooters to go handle that situation in Philly. Like, look, handle my light work. I pay you 10 bands.
But why is Jeffrey out here? Why is he running around in the streets out in LA? He's duly employed. He's the
Because
house manager,
he's a property manager.
property
Okay,
manager. Yeah,
property manager.
sure, man.
You just saying,
Oh,
man.
the infamous pool house. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
not
we
Full House
gotta
Oil.
we
Fucking
we
James
got
Earl
a little
Moans over
glimpse
here.
of it today. We got a glimpse of it.
The Pool House, yeah.
The pool house with when Hillary and her father was talking there. We didn't get the full shot of it, but
Will
I like
eventually
that we
moves in
get
there with Carlton.
Will and Carlton both move in there. So shit, we don't know what the hell going. Carlton's probably going to go out there to do his drugs in private, and Will's going to stumble upon him and say, "Let me move in here, or I'm going to snitch."
Yeah, no, that's legit.
Let me come in here. Or I'm going to tell him that you a cokehead. you in here fucking making it snow.
Oh man, you got that Franklin Saint. All right,
Oh, man.
we've I think we definitely enjoyed this, and like you said, I think we can make it a weekly thing. Definitely got to have more join the chat. You know what I mean? This is a fun time. I'm trying to hear and see some more of y'all next week when we do this. We're gonna do Snowfall episode 3. We're gonna do Bel Air episode 6. And if you haven't watched it, that's your fault. We're gonna spoil everything.
Oh yeah, this
prepared.
is definitely a spoiler review, man. I can't talk about things without talking about them. So I apologize if we spoiled anything, but this is definitely a spoiler review.
But shout out to all 12 viewers we got right now. And you got anything else to add before we go?
That's it, man. Everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Come back and kick it with us next week. It's the first of many. We out.
We out.